Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Skin Tips Saturday Live. My name is Jana. I'm a qualified beauty therapist and educator, and I'm here to help you answer some of the questions that are sent in by the readers of my blog. If you haven't been on my blog yet, if you haven't seen the articles that I write on my blog, you can visit it on www.thebeautybusiness.com.au, and I'll post a link to the blog below. So I've decided to start running these live sessions every Saturday morning to help answer some of the questions that I get constant questions coming in through my Facebook page and through my blog as well. So I'm quite happy to answer them and help you out where I can. And the first questions, the very first one that I'm going to talk about today is a question that only came in a few days ago this week, and it was a real heartfelt question by a young man who sent it to me, who's absolutely desperate to get his skin right. So I'll just read that question for you, what he wrote to me. Hi, Jana, I'm 24 years old. I've been suffering with pimples, acne, blackheads since I was 15 years old. Do you have a tip for me to get rid of it from home? So he's looking for something that he can do at home. I truly appreciate your response. I have written, now I'll change his name for his privacy. I've written to John and I've asked him what type of acne he has, because there's different types of acne and pimples you can get. And he pretty much has it all, he said, and it's all over his face and neck and back and shoulders as well. So he's got a pretty severe form of problem as he described it. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about the different types of acne and blackheads and pimples that people get and what it is you can do at home to help clear it up. So John said that he had a problem since he was 15 years old, and in fact there's many boys who do get problems since their teenage years. When the hormones kick in during puberty, it can stimulate enzymes that cause that breakout in the skin. It can cause lots of oil flow, so the oil flow causes blocked pores, and the pores basically explode under the skin and results in a pimple. But as you get into adulthood, as you get older, the acne is different. The hormones are no longer circulating through the body like they did during puberty. So the oil is not as thick, it's not as pronounced. So there is some other causes to acne in adulthood as well. So I'll talk about both. So firstly, with the teenage years, when there is a lot of oil flow and the pores become blocked and there is blackheads as well, the best way really to manage that at home is using a good cleanser and using products that help to draw the blackheads out. And if you do have pimples, then you would have to use something on top of the pimple as well to help kill that bacteria. So a good cleanser, really what you're looking for, go and ask your beauty therapist or go and ask a person where they sell professional skincare. Look for a cleanser that has salicylic acid. Now, I'll pop that in the notes below. Salicylic acid is related to aspirin, and it has a real powerful anti-inflammatory action on the skin, so it reduces inflammation. But the beauty about salicylic acid, it helps to draw impurities out of the skin. It exfoliates the pores from the inside, so it helps to liquefy all the blockages in the pore. So fantastic for blackheads, fantastic for clogging and congestion. And if you have pimples, salicylic acid has an anti-inflammatory action, so it helps to reduce that redness that's associated with the breakout as well. And if there is pus in the follicle or in the pimple, that it helps to neutralize that too. So that's your first step. Try and find a cleanser with say about 1% or 2% salicylic acid in it, and that'll help to start caring for your skin and help to start clearing off those blackheads and pimples as well. Now, If you have pimples with a pussy head, then you want something topical that you can put on at night, sleep with it on, that'll help to draw that pus out and dry it up as well. So again, a serum with salicylic acid, tea tree oil, antibacterial properties are really good. Masks. My children, when they have a breakout, they use a mask and leave it on overnight. They just spot treat the pimple and they leave it on overnight to draw it out and to calm that redness that's associated with it. So masks, look for a mask that is formulated for acne-prone skin or pimples, and they will help to calm it down and draw it out, and they really work a treat overnight. Now, as we go into adulthood and we have a more pronounced acne, so the acne changes. The type of acne you can get, they're more cystic. So they're deep, red, sore lumps under the skin. And they tend to occur around the cheeks, the jawline, the neck, chest and back. And they tend to last for a long time. Now, here are some tips if you do suffer from adult acne. Do not pick. Do not try and squeeze those cysts out, because what's happening under the skin, see, this type of acne is not located in the pore itself where it's opened and then you can just squeeze that content out. It's deep under the skin within the tissues. And there is inflammation associated with it. So you've got a lymphatic system going in, that they flush the area with water to try and flush the bacteria and the infection out. So you've got white blood cells coming in to try and, eat up the bacteria. So that's why you've got such a hard, raised red lump, because it's inflammation because of the infection deep under the skin. So your body is already trying to take care of it. Your white blood cells, your immune system will come in, and your lymphatics will try and flush it out. I've got an itchy nose. I think I've got an eyelash on my nose, excuse me. Now, so don't squeeze, because if you squeeze this type of acne, you will cause scarring. You will cause more problems down the track that are more difficult to treat. So that's the first tip. Do not pick. Do not squeeze the deep-seated cysts under your skin. All right, so try not to do that. What you can do, if you wake up in the morning, and usually that's when it happens, you wake up and you've got this painful deep lump on your skin, what you can do is get an ice cube, wrap it in, say, like a fine cloth, and pop the ice cube on the redness. So it's inflammation. It will help to calm that redness and helps to also hopefully reduce that swelling that's associated with a deep-seated cyst. So get an ice cube. Now make sure you wrap it. Don't put the ice cube directly on the skin, because that can be a little bit too strong for the skin. So and then they just hold it on the inflamed or sore cyst for a few minutes, take it off. You can put it back on after a minute or so, and just apply like a cool compress to that area. So it'll help to calm it down. All right, so that's the first thing you can do. Now, if you don't have something at home to address that cyst, if you have lemons, for example, at home, you can squeeze a little bit of lemon juice. Now, the lemon juice works really, really well overnight. So if you get a cotton tip and then dip it into the freshly squeezed lemon juice and apply directly to the spot, the lemons contain citric acid, and it contains vitamin C, which is very healing to the skin and anti-inflammatory as well. So they may help to reduce that inflammation, and also if there is any bacteria on the surface, it'll help to control that bacteria for you. So here's another natural thing you can do that you at home if you don't have access to a more professional product. We grow aloe vera in our backyard, and it is brilliant on inflamed skin conditions. So I just get a leaf and I scrape the juice from the inside of the leaf and apply it to the skin. It helps to reduce inflammation. Aloe vera juice is potent antibacterial as well. great on stings, burns, mosquito bites, and so we use it on the skin where there's insect bites, sunburn, any inflammation or any itching happening to the skin. It's brilliant. So now there is another thing you can do at home if you don't have access to a professional product. Salicylic acid, I've talked about it a little bit earlier, how wonderful it is for clogging blackheads, pimples, but it is also quite useful for adult acne, inflamed acne. Now, there are some foods that contain a very high amount of salicylic acid that you might be able to use on your skin. So, cucumbers and green apples. Cucumbers and green apples, if you peel a cucumber or a green apple, if you peel just under the skin, so if you peel the skin and then flip it over, and just under the skin is where you have the highest amount, concentration of salicylic acid. So you might be able to either peel the whole fruit and then lie back and apply to your face like a face mask and leave it on for 10 minutes, or try and gently rub it onto the spot and leave it on for about 10 minutes. Do rinse it off because you don't want to leave that salicylic acid on the skin the whole night. So after about 10 minutes, rinse it off. So you could try those natural remedies for pimples and acne at home. But I will be honest with you, nothing works best than actually seeing a specialist and getting a professional advice from your specialist. So getting professional products, they're more highly concentrated, they do deliver better results as well. So I would always advise, if you have severe acne, do go and see your dermatologist and get some advice, or go and see a beauty therapist, a qualified specialist in skincare who do have professional products that work brilliantly on adult acne and pimples. Now, another thing about adult acne that I talk to people about is that I mentioned to you earlier that during puberty, a lot of the acne is related to oil flow, but in adulthood, there is some other causes. That inflammation in the skin is associated with the lymphatic system. So there is some kind of a toxin built up in the skin. And where does it come from? I believe, and as we as beauty therapists have been trained to teach people about the things that could be causing adult acne that are more of a food-based cause, stress, yes, the hormones as well. So stress is a very big thing that causes problems with people with acne, and particularly when it's located around this area here. Now, when I ask people typically if they're stressed, they will say, no, I'm not stressed. I'll say, okay, do you get 8 hours sleep every night? Do you exercise regularly? Do you get time out to relax? Oh no, I do shift hours, I work, I've got a very high-paced lifestyle. You may not feel the stress in your mind, but your body's certainly feeling the stress. Your body needs time to relax, recuperate, rejuvenate. So in a fast-paced lifestyle these days, and people go to work, they come home, they're on the phones or social media, they're not getting enough relaxation and rest, it can cause problems. And so if it's stress-related, you need to look at ways to manage stress in your lifestyle. Meditation, yoga, get out, get some fresh air, go for a walk, go do some gardening, do something that relaxes you, that helps you unwind. So do something that you really enjoy and do it regularly. We really do forget to look after ourselves, and it shows on our skin. Now, the other things that do tend to cause a lot of problems are food intolerances, or the way that we, the foods that we eat. So if you do have consistent problem with acne, particularly the cystic type of acne, I would start keeping a diary. Keep a diary of the foods you eat every day, and one day when you break out, go back and have a look what you've eaten the night before. My daughters, they'll have an ice cream, and the very next morning, the face just explodes, really. They have so many lesions that come up overnight. They have high intolerance to dairy products. They get it from my husband. My husband just looks at a dairy product and he gets all congested as well. So see if you can pin down what it is that's causing the breakout. Now, the common things to look out for are dairy products, wheat, so anything with flour, pastries, cakes, bread, cereals based on wheat as well. One of my daughters, she has an intolerance to wheat. We did test her for gluten intolerance. She's fine, but I think she's got more of an allergy, because there's two different ways you can react to gluten, either intolerance or allergy. So she has to really limit well, she's totally gone off bread. We limit the pasta, and because if she has too much of it, she just breaks out again. So look out for dairy, wheat, and too much sugar in the diet can also cause acne. Not so much that you're allergic to the sugar, but it has to do with the gut and the flora in the gut. Some people may have what's called Candida albicans, and it is a thrush kind of condition in the gut. It naturally lives in our gut, but when it becomes out of balance, it can cause problems, and it can be related to acne. Now, sugar feeds the Candida albicans. It absolutely loves sugar. So if you have in your diet lots of soft drinks, lots of sweet foods, alcohol, fruit juices, that you could be actually feeding the Candida albicans. So the best way to do that is go and see your doctor to get tested for it. See your naturopath or natural herbalist that can help you with that. Yogurt, taking acidophilus tablets may help as well. So they will be pointing you in the right direction of what you need to take control of that, and you will find that it'll help to clear up your acne as well. So dairy products, wheat, and sugar, and high acid. So highly acidic foods can also cause a lot of problem with the skin. And not only acne, it can also cause perioral dermatitis, seborrheic dermatitis, could even be associated with other inflammatory skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis. So try and limit high acid foods. Now, what are high acid foods? All the stuff you love, unfortunately. Sweet things, coffee, soft drinks, alcohol, processed foods, anything that's processed, takeaway food, they're all high acid forming. So your breakfast cereal, cakes, chips, snacks, anything really that's in a packet that's not natural is, very likely high acid forming. And they have a lot of preservatives and other chemicals in the foods that can actually be reacting with the skin. So do look at your diet, because you will find with adult acne, you need to address the cause. We can do lots of things as beauty therapists to help reduce acne symptoms, but if you keep doing the same things you've always done, you will always get what you always got. You need to make a change. So you need to address your lifestyle, address your diet, address your stress levels, as well as looking after your skin on the surface as well. So I hope that helps. And John, I really hope that helps. Look at what you eat. Try some of the natural remedies I recommended, but please do go and see a specialist or a skincare professional so they can have a closer look at your skin, and then maybe just one or two things that you need to use on your skin that will really, really help to get it under control. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you have any questions you would like to ask me, please private message me on Facebook, or why don't you join my group, the Beauty Business Students. I'll post a link below, and please do go and have a look at my my blog and subscribe to my newsletters. I regularly post interesting articles that will, well, I'm trying to help people with their skin and trying to help people achieve a beautiful skin. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next Saturday. Take care. Bye for now.